tree is a relative of magnolia and the tallest hardwood in eastern North America. This native is also known as yellow poplar and has several unusual characteristics that make it easy to identify. Young trees have a fairly smooth light gray bark that darkens and becomes deeply furrowed with age. The leaf buds look like a duck's bill. The leaves are squarish, with deep notches cut into them. Their shape reminds me of a cat's head. The twigs are aromatic. Just scratch and sniff. The seed capsules mature in late summer. These grow upwards, remain into the winter, and resemble upside-down hula skirts. When mature, the winged fruits blow away. Here are some I've collected. Although the flowers are its most distinctive feature, they don't usually appear until the tree is about 15 years old.
Woo! Look at a fat thing!
These large flower buds turn into the breathtaking blossoms that give the tree its common name. If you think you've found the right tree, but there aren't any blooms, look up, because often the flowers are located so high that they escape notice. Or look down to see if the wind has blown some petals onto the ground. Here in Massachusetts, flowers usually appear late May into early June, a very short window of opportunity. They are cup-shaped and have 6 pale green petals tinted orange at their base. In the center, there's a cone-shaped pistil surrounded by many tall yellow stamens. These flowers are the source of an edible nectar, which is secreted so quickly that bees can't possibly collect it all. If I were a beekeeper, I'd put my hives near this tree, as it produces a delightful honey. If you notice frenzied squirrels running around the tree, it's probably because they're on a sugar high from drinking too much of this sweet juice. We human hummingbirds can take advantage of the overflow and collect some of this copious liquid for ourselves. Although its texture is thinner than honey, it tastes just as sweet. If you find a branch that has flowers, gently pull the open blossom towards you and sip. Sometimes it collects in the sepals. Look before you lick to avoid encounters with insects that are after the same thing. Try not to shake the branch or the liquid will drop out. Sometimes I'll pick the flower because it's easier to get a grip to sip. Often, excess juice drops onto the leaves and coats them with a sticky film. If the weather's dry, the nectar thickens, but if it's rainy, it becomes diluted. If it's windy, nectar may drip down all over you, so be careful. I consider myself lucky to get even a few drops of syrup. If you're alert and aware of just how short the season is for this secret ambrosia, you might just be amply rewarded. Cheers!
Love tree.